Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an M4A1 Revalorisé. It's a Tier 8 French premium medium tank. It's located on the defending team of Siegfried line assault, and it's under the command of Jamie2006 of the S3AL clan. Well, this tank has a variety of names, including Ravioli, which I think it was Jingles who calls it that. Basically, it's what some people call a super Sherman or an I Sherman, because it's actually a development that was originally made for the Israeli Defense Forces to upgrade and upgun their M4 tanks and turn them into modern tanks with 105mm aiming guns, not dirt guns or HE guns as such. These guns are snipers guns. Now, the tank is basically standard M4, but it actually has had a few modifications. As I said, it's got new engines, new diesels, it's got a different gun, which is actually the same sort of gun you get on an M30, the AMX, not an M30, rather an AMX30. So it's a medium tank gun, but it's a low pressure gun, not a sniper gun. As you can see here. Oh, we got a fire! Yeah, AMX, if you hit an AMX 1375 in the front, you will set light to the engine if it goes in correctly. And so yeah, we got a nice fire there, but he didn't kill it altogether. Now, it actually has a much bigger turret, mainly down to the fact, obviously, it's a bigger gun overall, and that's why they needed more space. It's also got a counterweight in the turret at the back. You can see that big blob of metal. That's actually just to carry out the fact that, or balance the fact that this tank actually has a very heavy gun out front. The gun has to be slightly lower pressure because otherwise it wouldn't be able to take the shells. And oh, he just suddenly discovered somebody behind him. Back to Tiger 2. So he's had to back off. It actually does have a lower pressure gun, so slightly lower pressure, otherwise the heat rounds wouldn't work correctly. That's why it's got the muzzle brake. That also helps alleviate the pressure as well. And that Barask asking for trouble. He takes a round. It's 390 alpha from this gun. With standard APCI, you've got pen of 200mm. With the heat rounds, it's slightly more, but I'm trying to show it whilst we're engaging the Barask. 250mm with the heat rounds. He did take 2 hits from the Barask. Unfortunately, he's now got the Tiger behind him, but he's one shot. And that gets rid of him and provides us with a bit of armor we could hide behind for the Barask. In fact, I think the Barask is still there. Now we've got the rear of that Tiger 2 pumped around into him. So now we're using his teammate against him. One more shot to kill the Tiger 2. He's holding back for a second. Good all-round work by Jamie. He knows how to look. Pumps out around to take out the Tiger 2. Yeah, he pulls back so you can get a 3D idea of what's going on in the environment. The Barask's a one-shot as well. He's forcing that guy to pull forward. In fact, actually, he's far enough away from us now that we don't need to worry about him. He's just around the corner. There you go. He's gone. So, again, no, don't need to worry about him. We do have other enemy tanks behind us. One of them's a Leo, and he's just over that hill. But he's going to pop up to take a shot, and when he does, we should be able to nail him because he won't see us just as he pops up because that tree's in the way. Now we might see him. No, we're not seeing him, so we'll go after the Skoda. This is an assault game, so it's only 10 minutes long. There's the Leo. He did pop up, but we just didn't see it. There's Skoda, and he's gone. So that's a 3rd kill for Jamie. I should say this is a 2 replay video, by the way. The Leo's gone. AMX 1375, we miss out on the kill. The KV5 takes the kill. There's only 2 enemy left. There's the Astron Rex and their Arty. And the Arty's the M12. I think the Astron Rex is going to go any second to the Progetto. When he does, we'll have to turn around and rush out into the field to try and get the Arty. And there's the Astron. Okay. Oh, the Arty's been killed, so it's all over. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was an ace tanker game for Jamie2006 of S3AL in the M4A1 Revalorisé. I say Revalorisé, but technically it should be the M50, M51 I Sherman or the Super Sherman. But in fact, actually, this tank never served with the French. It was entirely an Israeli tank. So there you go. It's actually under the wrong nation, but of course Israel doesn't have a tank tech tree, so maybe they will in the future, and maybe then they'll reassign this tank out of the French tech tree and into the Israeli one. Anyway, managed to get a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points for its own vehicle. He got a bruise medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 7 in this one, and he got the high caliber for dealing the most damage in that game overall. And his win rate was 10,618, which is Super Unicum standard, so very well done indeed. Let's have a look at team score. Well, the highest damage in the game was 4,515 to Jamie. The second highest damage went to the Tornvan on his team with 3,022. And the third highest was the Astron Rex on the enemy team with 2,575. When it came to kills, we can see that it was shared between Jamie and that KV5. Yes, should have been Jamie who got 4 kills, but obviously that kill steal at the end by the KV5 took one of those away from him and gave it to the KV5 instead. So 3 kills apiece by the top scorers. The KV5 got a steel wall out of the game. 2 kills went to the Tornvan, the Charioteer, and the AMX 1375 on his own team. And only the Astron Rex on the enemy team actually managed to get more than 1 kill. In fact, only 3 players on the enemy team got kills at all in the game. So pretty poor performance by the enemy. When it came to base XP, it's only Jamie who managed to get over 1,000 base. He got 1,358, which means that he did very well. Whereas the second highest was the Tornvan with 970, and third place went to the KV5 with 838. He fired 13 rounds of that 105mm sniper gun. He got 12 direct hits and 12 penetrations. 4,515 hit points of damage, all of it at close range. 3 hits received from the enemy, and all 3 were penetrations. As I said, the armor on this thing is basic, well, it's slightly upgraded M4. I think you could categorize this tank very similar in many ways to a Firefly, but it actually does have slightly superior armor on the turret and on elsewhere. The front heaviest armor is actually 50.8 on the front of the hull and 63.5 on the front of the turret. So, yes, he managed to get 3 hits received, 3 penetrations. Yeah, unfortunately, 2 of those were from Barask, and yeah, that was quite expensive. 2 enemy vehicles spotted, 8 enemy vehicles damaged, 3 killed, and 84 hit points of damage assistance. On a premium count, he actually made a profit of 127,348 credits from the game, including a 50,000 credit mission completion. And he also took away 4,278 experience points out of that one as well. So a decent game. And in fact, it should be noted, it was only 4 minutes, 57 seconds for that one. So half the time they needed on a 10-minute game. Now, it should be noted as well, as I said, that this thing doesn't have much armor. It's really a support medium. You wouldn't want to brawl with this thing. But Jamie did brawl with it because he could actually use it and use the Rex that he was creating as cover. And in fact, actually, it did work on at least one of the tanks that he took out, the Tiger II. Once he'd taken it out, he could hide behind the wreck he created and take out the other enemy. So, yes, creative use of Rex can actually compensate for the fact this thing doesn't have much armor. So please, actually, if you can, try and snipe from a distance. Try and use the gun depression. This thing does have 10 degrees gun depression, so it is actually quite an effective sniper. But if you try to get too close to the enemy, you will pay for it in a Revalorisé, because the enemy will get penetrations on you quite frequently, and probably they might even be able to get a penetration with an HE round, which could be very expensive. So let's have a look at the second battle, and that's also come from Jamie. The second replay is on the Pilsen map, North Spawn.
Let's get this show on the road.
Game on. You can see that barrel is actually quite long, and it's also heavy, and that's why it needs the counterweight at the back. Otherwise, it wouldn't be able to balance the turret. It'd be driving around all the time with its gun down, which is basically what happened to the supercharging. That's why they had to put those springs on the front of the gun to hold the gun up, because otherwise it just wasn't carrying enough weight. Well, Jamie seems to have a few attachments to scenery that's coming along with him. Let's see what he does here. Just probably poke his way through. That's it. That's all you need. Then he can have a look without being seen. Okay. Doing his three-dimensional look again. Decides that he will knock it down altogether. He's not 100% covered there. Oh, E100. And he was seen. Okay. Doing the sniper job here. Oh, crumbs. Oh, so lucky there that it was actually the tracks that took the damage, not the actual hull, because that would have carved straight through. So he managed to get away from that situation. Just checking on his options to see what's available. He's been furiously working to try and get his second mark of excellence. He's got his first already. Working up to his third. Can't see the E100, but he can certainly see that guy, and pumps around into the Hawk 12, who wasn't really watching. And so he took damage for 517 odd. Well, that was the spotting, and 368 from the actual shot. Remember, it's 390 alpha. Okay, Torvan in sight. Thank you very much. Lower plate. It's a high roll for 426. Now you'll only get hit the tracks from this angle. Yep. Thank you very much, Mr. Torvan. He didn't take the opportunity to shoot there, but I think it's because he didn't want the reload. Wait for it. There you go. Nope, didn't get that. The standard reload for this gun is 12.27 seconds. It is a 105mm, but it's a sniping 105mm, higher pressure than the standard 105s you used to have in the past. Of course, those ones were the HE rounds, which didn't have much in the way of powder to actually make them move. Okay, he's looking over because there's an event going on in the factory itself. He's also got enemy ahead of him there. The FE207 pumps around in there. That guy shouldn't have stuck around the cap area. Bit dangerous. Waiting for the reload. Worrying about that Panther 2 to his left. And the FE207 went down to Arty. The Lorraine 15551 got him in the end. Now, he can't see the Progetto up there. Was it Panther 2 rather, not the Progetto. Has he got a shot there on the Torbon? Yes, he has. Thank you very much. Pumps that one in, trying to get the ammo rack. Okay, Panther 2's going to be in sight. Thank you very much. We've got the engine. Just back up a little bit more, please. We've got a railway wagon going as well. There we go. Yep, thank you. That's an easy kill. Now, who's next? The Torvald or the 263? Well, 263 pulls away quickly. Torvald's a little closer. He's just a bit further around the corner. And Jamie's sneaking up on him. Hello! That was a bad mistake by the Torvald. He wasn't paying attention. He must have known that Jamie was here. He'd been hit by him twice. Okay, he's worried about the Cranbarn. Yeah, and he should be with that 120mm. He doesn't want to get hit 3 times. Oh, he's trying to back up. Thank you very much. Go for the hull. Tried to track him. Does take 1 hit from a 120. 400 alpha, which means obviously he got high rolled there. Uh-oh, watch out for the M48 pattern. You can see it. Pumps 1 into him and gets the kill. The Cranbarn's trying to outflank him. He's coming round behind.
Support my position.
Yeah, he's asking for his teammates. Cranbarn's going to try and pop in behind him. But he's angled his gun correctly. Go for the drive wheel. No, got the track, but I think he did go for the track. Ow! No, we don't want to get hit by a 263. Tried to get him. Just got the tracks instead. The Cranbarn's still desperately trying to hit him. But the 263 did go down to our Conqueror in the end. Because he was so worried about us and manoeuvring, wangling as much as he could. He forgot that there was somebody behind him. Pumps 1 into the Cranbarn. We take 1 in return. But he then goes down to the E100 on our team. And that means now there's only 1 enemy left. It's the TS60. The guy who hit us earlier in the game. He's the last enemy, and everybody's piling in, and he's gone, which means that this is the end of the game, and that was a victory. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was an ace tanker game for Jamie2006 of SEAL in the M4A1 Revalorisé, or Ravioli. He managed to get his 2nd mark of excellence out of that game. Congratulations. He also got a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points for his own vehicle. And he got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 6 in this one. And his win rate was 7,363. So why didn't he get the high caliber in this one, just like he did in the last one? Well, that's because there was somebody who got more damage than him. In fact, more than one who got more damage than him. In fact, the E100 on his team managed to get 5,093 hit points of damage, and he picked up the steel wall, not a high caliber, because it wasn't 20% of the enemy hit pool. Second highest was the Progetto 65, and the enemy team managed 4,131. And the third highest damage, well, that goes to Jamie. He got 3,580 hit points of damage. When it came to kills, he's actually sharing the top spot. He got 3 kills, so did the Progetto 65 and the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, he's got that one all to himself. The only player to get over 1,000 base in the game. 1,422 went to Jamie. 944 went to the Indian Panzer, which is probably why the guy shot him right at the end, because he wanted to get to the enemy, the tier 60, and take him out. Just probably because he needed the hit points. And the third place, well, that goes to the Conqueror, who only got 907 out of that game. Jamie fired 14 rounds. In this game, he only got 12 direct hits and 10 penetrations. And I think that was down to the fact that he did aim a few shots directly at the tracks to try and track somebody, not to actually do damage, or at least in the hope that the shell would go through the drive wheel and actually into the body of the tank as well. 3,580 hit points of damage, of which 1,026 were at more than 300 meters. This time he was more of a sniper than a brawler, but he was still brawling, so and that's in Jamie's habit. 4 hits received from the enemy, 2 of those penetrated, 2 non-penetrations. 400 hit points of damage blocked by armor, and you saw it in that game. The Tornvarn managed to hit one in the tracks, and the TS60 was the other one who hit him in the tracks. 1 enemy vehicle spotted, 7 enemy vehicles damaged, 3 killed, and 876 hit points of damage assistance or spotting. He earned 64,015 credits profit on that game, on a premium count, and he also took away 6,612 experience points as well, including getting a mission completion of 4,266. So a very, very good game in terms of getting his second mark. Pardon me, I've got burps. He's got his second mark. Now he's working on his third. So it might be a little while before we see that, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was a week or so away. But yes, he's certainly got the handle on the Revalorisé, but he does play it in a very aggressive way. And really, I can't stress this enough. This is a support tank. It's like the Shure Future 4. It shouldn't be played as a brawler because it just doesn't have the armor. And so it should be played as a tank, which has a very big gun. Both of them got 105mm. In the Shure's case, you've actually got a autoloader, but in this case, you've got a single shot with a long reload. And therefore, you do have to take that into account. But remember, they've got very thin armor. So if you get an enemy tank which has got a fast-firing autoloader, you're going to take a huge amount of damage if you try and brawl with this. So it's not the sort of tank that should be brawling. It should be sniping from a distance, popping in the occasional 105mm round to really upset someone and not to actually make them want to come and kill you. But yes, there you go. Hope you enjoyed both those replays. The one where he got the first, oh, it's not a first ace tanker, but the one where he gets the ace tanker. And then, because this was on the 25th of November, and this one was a little later on the 25th. In fact, actually surprised that. In fact, this was the first one he sent in, and 7 minutes later he paid this one as well. So they must be consecutive games. Can't see it any other way. Hope you enjoyed them. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.